Ever get that, like, total mind-blown feeling when Spotify nails your exact mood?
Mhm.
Like, boom, 90s grunge right when you need it.
It's crazy how they do that.
Right. But what we're diving into today, well, it takes that whole AI thing to a whole other level. Forget music, we're talking cyber warfare.
Yeah, it kind of takes the fun out of personalized recommendations when you think about it. That same tech being used to like craft fake news or even launch some crazy cyber attack, which by the way is exactly what we're going to unpack today.
We are, and we're basing our deep dive on this October 2024 Medium article. It's by MD White, total expert in AI, cybersecurity, all that.
Andy White.
And their title kind of lays it all out there. AI, cyber ops, and influence campaigns. Is AI the next weapon in cyber warfare?
But honestly, what's really wild is how AI is already shaking things up right now.
Oh, absolutely. What MD White's arguing, and what we're going to really dig into, is how AI isn't some far-off threat. It's here, it's messing with cyber warfare, and we're just starting to realize how much.
So no more sci-fi dystopia. This is real deal happening now. Pretty much. One of the big takeaways from this article is how crazy efficient, how effective AI is for bad stuff, specifically influence campaigns. Think about it, trying to shift public opinion, create chaos online. Used to take tons of people, right? Fake accounts, fake articles, the works. But AI changes the game.
So it's like automating an army of those internet trolls.
Yeah.
Faster, cheaper, all that.
Bingo. The article breaks it down into 3 steps: acquisition, AI content generation, and then mass distribution.
Okay, so walk us through that. What's that look like in the real world?
So there's this example, Sweet Spectre. China-based, and get this, OpenAI found them earlier this year. They were using AI to make super legit-looking phishing emails, and they were going after, wait for it, OpenAI employees.
No way, using AI to attack the AI guys. Bold move.
Right, but here's what's really wild. It was sophisticated stuff, not your average Nigerian prince BS. Sweet Spectre made those emails sound real convincing with malicious attachments to, well, take control.
Okay, hold up. Malicious attachments, what are we talking? Like, what do those actually do?
Imagine this. You download something you think is fine, right? Like a document. But it's actually a program. And it just gave the attacker access to your computer, maybe even your whole network.
So worse than a virus. We're talking handing over the keys
Yeah.
to your entire digital life here.
Pretty much. And the scary part is these AI phishing emails, they're getting past the usual security stuff. They sound so real, it's tough to catch them before it's too late.
Hmm.
And it's not just like direct attacks like with the phishing. So this article, it goes into this whole thing about Russian trolls running out of AI credits.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Didn't that turn out to be, like, totally fake?
Oh, it was fake news for sure. But here's why MD White put it in the article. That whole story, even though it was made up, it blew up online. Like it really hit a nerve, this fear people have about AI, being used to mess with us.
I get it. It's not that crazy to think, right? Some group out there using AI for propaganda, and then they hit their spending limit or something.
Exactly. And that's what MD White's saying. Perception matters. Even if it's not real, the idea of AI being weaponized, that's enough. It makes people doubt everything, creates panic, chaos, and guess what? The bad guys, that's what they want.
So it's like mind games, but in the digital world.
And speaking of messing with people's minds, we got to talk elections. Seems like the perfect target for this stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. The article, it looks at some AI-driven campaigns. They were aimed at elections in the US, Rwanda, even some places in Europe.
Did they work? Did they actually change anyone's vote or anything?
This is where things get kind of hopeful. Despite all the hype, AI changing opinions and all that, these campaigns, they mostly flopped. Didn't really gain much traction.
Seriously, with AI being able to, target people so specifically, craft the perfect message, spam it everywhere.
You'd think so. But MD White, they think it might be because AI, right now at least, can't really do real engagement.
Yep.
AI content, it's often a little off.
Missing that human touch. Exactly. The grammar's fine, the facts check out, but there's no heart, no nuance, no real storytelling that connects with people. It's like reading a boring report versus talking to someone who's actually passionate about something.
So for now, we can still spot the robot writer. But what about, like, 5, 10 years from now? What if AI figures out how to sound human? How do we know what's real then?
$1 million question. And MD White seems to be saying it's a race. Both sides, the good guys, the bad guys, always upping their game. What works today might be useless tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like we're always one step behind. But speaking of keeping up, the article mentions this kind of surprising thing from OpenAI themselves. They're saying maybe it's not all hitting the fan just yet.
Right, they're kind of cautious. Their take is, yeah, AI gives the bad guys new toys, sure, but it's not like they suddenly have powers they didn't before. There were always other ways to do this stuff.
So less about AI being some brand new threat, more like it takes what's already there and makes it worse. Like all that influence campaign stuff, AI just makes it faster, big.
Exactly. But, and this is important, AI is not standing still, right? What's a small edge today could get out of control fast. MD White talks about the need for like collective defense, points to how OpenAI is teaming up with Meta, Microsoft. That's got to be a good sign, right?
So instead of everyone doing their own thing, these tech giants are finally working together, sharing intel, coming up with a plan.
Yeah, like a united front against AI going rogue.
Yep.
Share what they know, coordinate, build better defenses together. Can't do it alone anymore, it's too big.
All hands on deck then. So for our listeners who are probably freaking out a bit now about, AI taking over their digital lives, any advice? How do we protect ourselves?
Good question. Honestly, knowledge is key. Just knowing how AI works, how it can be used against us, that's the first step. And then being skeptical online, especially when things get heated, divisive.
Like trust your gut, but online version. If something feels fishy, it probably is.
100%. Don't click that sketchy link. Don't share something just because it makes you mad. Look closer, check where it came from. Don't just react.
Solid advice. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. AI phishing scams, AI propaganda, how it's used to mess with elections, even if it's not always working yet. But that brings up one last kind of unsettling thought. If AI keeps getting better, faster, are we going to reach a point where we can't tell real news from fake? What happens to the truth then? Something to think about.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Might even revisit that ourselves down the line. But for now, stay informed, stay safe online, and as always, stay curious.